Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're talking about that difficult silent time after you've sent a job application, that period of waiting.
It's the worst feeling. I sent my application for an internship 2 weeks ago. For the first few days, I checked my email 100 times a day. Every notification made my heart jump. Now, I just feel invisible. I keep thinking, did they even receive it? Was my CV terrible? I want to email them, but my mind is screaming, don't do it.
What is it screaming exactly?
That all sound desperate or pushy, annoying. I imagine the hiring manager seeing my name and thinking, oh, this person again. What if they were just about to contact me and my email makes them change their mind? It feels safer to do nothing.
That fear is completely normal, and almost every student feels it. But what if waiting silently isn't the most professional thing to do?
How can that be? I thought being patient was a sign of professionalism.
Many people think that. They believe the goal of a follow-up email is to get a response, to make someone answer you. And that pressure is what makes it feel so scary and aggressive.
Yes, that's exactly it. I'm trying to make them do something.
But the real goal is different. The goal is to show that you are an organized, considerate, and interested person. The focus isn't on them, it's on what your action says about you.
I don't understand. If I'm not writing to get an answer, why am I writing at all?
Let's start with the biggest fear. Most students believe that hiring managers are incredibly busy, and a follow-up email is just another annoying distraction.
Well, they are busy, right? I am bothering them. I'm interrupting their day just to ask about myself. It feels selfish.
That's a reasonable assumption. We're taught not to interrupt important people, but this view assumes their hiring process is perfect. In reality, it rarely is.
What do you mean?
Imagine a manager who receives 200 applications for one position. Your application might be excellent. They might have even put it in a folder named Interesting Candidates. But then they get pulled into 3 days of urgent meetings. Their email inbox fills up. Your name gets buried under 100 other messages.
Okay, I can see that happening.
They aren't ignoring you on purpose. They're just managing a chaotic process. In that situation, your polite email isn't an annoyance. It's helpful. It brings your name back to the top of their mind in a positive, professional way. A good follow-up can actually clarify your position for them.
So you're saying my email might actually help them do their job? That feels like a very different way to think about it. It's not bothering them, it's reminding them.
Exactly. It changes the feeling from asking to helping. This also connects to another common mistake students make. They feel they need to write the perfect email to convince the manager to reply.
Yes, I feel like I have to sell myself all over again. I have to prove I'm the best candidate, even in a short email. I'd probably write something like, I am writing to reiterate my profound interest in this role and how my skills in X and Y make me an ideal fit for your company's challenges.
And how does writing that feel?
It feels stressful and a little fake and long.
It is, and that type of email can be annoying because it's asking for a lot of attention. It's asking the manager to read a long message and evaluate you again. It feels desperate because you're trying so hard.
So what's the alternative?
The goal is not to convince them again. The goal is to leave a quiet, professional impression. The email shouldn't be a sales pitch. It should be a simple, respectful check-in. It needs to be very concise.
Concise. So instead of that long sentence, I could just say, I am writing to follow up on my application for the marketing intern role.
Perfect. One is trying to sell. The other is a simple, professional action. The first one asks, what do you think of me? The second one says, I am an organized person. Which impression do you want to leave?
The second one, definitely. It feels more confident. It's not asking for approval.
Precisely, which brings us to the biggest shift in thinking. Most students see the job search as a passive waiting game. You do the work, the CV, the cover letter, and then you give all the power away and just wait.
That's exactly how it feels. My work is done, and now everything depends on them. It's why the silence is so agonizing. I have no control.
But the job search is not a passive game. It's a series of professional interactions. Sending a polite follow-up is your next logical professional step. It's a sign that you manage your own process. You aren't just waiting for things to happen to you.
So it's about taking some control back.
Yes, it shows you take initiative.
And that's a skill they're actually looking for.
It's one of the most important skills. Think about two candidates, candidate A and candidate B. Both are equally qualified. Candidate A applies and then waits silently for 3 weeks. Candidate B applies, waits 10 days, and then sends a short, polite, concise follow-up email. Who seems more engaged and professional?
Candidate B. It's not about their qualifications anymore. It's about their professional habits.
And candidate B probably feels less anxious too, because they took a small, proactive step. They completed their process.
This all sounds good in theory, but it still feels risky. What if the job posting specifically says, due to high volume, no calls or follow-up emails? If I email them then, I'm showing I can't follow instructions.
That is an excellent point. In that case, you must respect their request. The most important rule is to follow the instructions you are given. But most job postings don't say that.
Okay, but what about my other fear? What if my email just highlights my application for them to reject it faster? If I stay silent, maybe I stay in the maybe pile for longer. Isn't it safer to stay under the radar?
I understand that fear. It feels like if you stay quiet, you can't be rejected. But let's think about the reality. A company that is organized and interested in you is not going to reject you because of one polite professional email. And a company that is disorganized or not interested was not going to hire you anyway. Your email doesn't change the outcome, it just gets you a decision faster. And getting a no faster is actually a good thing.
Why is that a good thing? A no feels terrible.
Because it allows you to move on. It releases your mental and emotional energy. You can stop checking your email 100 times a day for that one company and focus on finding the next opportunity. The waiting, the not knowing, is often more painful than the rejection itself.
That is so true. The uncertainty is what's exhausting me.
So, let's connect these ideas. The fear of being annoying comes from thinking your goal is to get something from them, a reply, a job. But if you change your goal to showing something about yourself, the fear almost disappears.
Showing what exactly?
Showing that you are professional, organized, and still interested. The email isn't a question demanding an answer. It's a statement about your professional character. It should be subtle, not demanding.
A subtle statement. I like that. So how do I actually write it? What does it look like?
Let's start with a simple framework. Think of it as confirm and express. First, you confirm the details, then you express your interest. That's it.
Okay, let's try. Dear hiring manager, then confirm. I am writing to follow up on my application for the marketing intern role, which I submitted on October 12th.
Excellent. You've made it easy for them. They know who you are and what you applied for. Now, express.
I wanted to confirm my continued interest in the role and your company. Is that enough? It feels too short.
It's perfect. It's concise, it's polite, it doesn't ask for anything. You're giving them information, not asking for it. And how would you close the email?
My instinct is to say, I look forward to hearing from you soon. But now that feels a little demanding. It puts pressure on them to reply soon.
It can. What's a phrase that gives them full control over the timing?
Maybe something simple like, thank you for your time and consideration, and then my name.
Exactly. That ending is a full stop. It closes the loop. It doesn't require a response. You have successfully sent a professional signal without asking for anything in return.
So the full email would be, Dear hiring manager, I am writing to follow up on my application for the marketing intern role, which I submitted on October 12th. I wanted to confirm my continued interest in the role. Thank you for your time and consideration. Best regards, Mark.
How does it feel to read that out loud?
It feels calm, confident. It's so different from the long, desperate email I had in my head. This one feels like something a professional would write.
And after you send that email, your job is done. You can let it go. This allows you to be persistent in your job search overall, not just waiting for one specific company.
Yes, my persistence shouldn't be focused on one application. It should be in my whole search process.
Exactly. You use a concise, subtle email to clarify your interest and show initiative. Then you move your energy to the next opportunity. It's strange. All this time, I was so worried about what they would think of me. But the real problem was my own feeling of powerlessness. Sending that short, simple email, it's not really for them, is it? It's for me.
How so? It's the final step of my application process for that company. It's the period at the end of my own sentence. After I send it, I can mentally move on. I can be persistent and apply for other roles because I know I have done everything I professionally could. The control is back with me.
And that is a skill that will help you long after you get the job. Thank you for joining us today. If there's a specific challenge you're facing in your studies or your career that you'd like us to explore, please let us know in the comments below.